All right, here we go. Okay, so they're banning the Callista this time, despite letting Cloud9 have it last time.
Also, this is more important things to ban, right? The rail is one of them. Talia as well.
Because so they switched
I do agree with the rel ban, and they're gonna ban the Ziggs this time now that they're on red side. Okay, still gonna take the Varus first. We're gonna take Senna, Lee Sin. Okie dokie. Why are we early picking Lee Sin here? So I guess they see the Varus and they're like, okay, we have to have pressure on the Varus and we'll get a Lee Sin kick into the back line. But we could have taken Ori here, I think. Orzo, thank you for your tier 1 subscription.
They're going to pick up for JoJo because obviously they went Senna. They opted to go for the Lee Sin, which has become like.
Yeah, the early Lee is interesting to me. Like you could obviously take Ori here and be very confident in your matchup. And they are going to take Tahm Kench. So they're going to have a really passive bot lane. I understand why you take the Tahm Kench into the Nautilus, right? And the Volibear does provide a lot of survivability.
Also very heavily physical damage right now, and top lane doesn't have damage champs that do max damage. Besides Rumble being banned.
Okay, so now we're just going to ban out APA's champion, Yone, Aurelion Sol, Cassante, and Akali. We're going to blind the Renekton. Tristana mid. All right, so it's another long... I mean, TL's just playing long-range compositions here. They're going to take the Rumble into the Renekton, which can be a good matchup for the Rumble. And then we take Hui as our last pick here. So at least they have more range this game, which they definitely lacked last time. But they're still going to be pressured and pushed in. So these two lanes, guys, are going to be pushed, right? And like top is also... actually, all 3 lanes are going to be pushed. Probably. So Volibear, the tower dive from Volibear, dive potential from Volibear post 6 is huge. Huge, I think. This is a really passive bot lane, and Lee Sin is going to have a tough time getting on top of Tristana, even if she can get Varus. But the thing is, if you kill Varus, it doesn't really matter because you still have to deal with the Tristana and her ability to get resets and clean up. And getting an angle onto Trist is very difficult with Lee Sin. And flanking is going to be very hard with Renekton. Very hard because of Nautilus, Rumble, Volibear, plus Trist W. So it feels like it's going to be really tough to play Renekton. Not even like in laning phase and then outside of laning phase.
Looking a little bit different here. The 2 iconic champions for APA, the Aurelion Sol and the Ziggs, both banned out in this draft, so we'll have to see how he does on that Tristana. Exactly.
I just hit my freeze pipe. Nice. How long for 1-inch thick pork chops on a gas grill? Like 1 inch thick? Probably not that long. Probably like 6 or 7 minutes aside. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes aside. 1 inch isn't that much. Send a Nautilus instead of Lee Sin. I mean, you could send a Naut too, obviously. I don't understand the early Lee Sin priority. It doesn't really do anything for your composition. You don't have a plan around it. You have potential synergy with Renekton and topside, but you have... The Lee Sin has 0 agency in mid and bot, and possibly no agency in topside either.
Nautilus is the sought-after support champ. It is an engaged champ, which he is known for, and they've got a Volibear for early dives.
And Jan was looking so good, you know, when he was playing this on-hit Varus earlier in the...
Yeah, and get a meat thermometer, true.
For the squad. And I think they really rounded out the comp well, you know, bringing in this Impact Rumble.
All right, as we're waiting for the minions to spawn, Raz is standing by for an interview with C9 coach Mithy.
That's what I got.
Steak is 5 aside, more or less. Yeah, but you want your steak medium rare, unless you're a complete degenerate. So you cook it for less time. Pork needs to be cooked thoroughly all the way through. Otherwise, it needs to be medium. Otherwise, you get parasites. Do you want parasites? Are you teaming with parasites? Shanyard 513.
What win con do you have? Like, what do you want to see your team doing to be able to come out with a win here?
Well,
early game should be a little rough, and then once we start getting our ults, we should be having an easier time in fights if things don't go too bad. So I think it should be a pretty straightforward team comp to play. Yeah.
Sweet. Appreciate that. Send it straight back to the casters.
This draft is so ass. What, you don't like lose every lane, get pushed in, Volibear dives your turrets draft? I'm pretty sure TL's okay with this. Nutella happens. Thank you very much.
Important thing to also note, Yon is on the same pick as last game, but it is lethal tempo this time around instead of the Comet. So as opposed to lethality, should be the DPS version of Varus instead. We'll have that front line of the farming Kench and that Renekton to have to punch through.
Before we get into this, had some words for Blabber after beating 100 Thieves last week.
Nutella is basically just frosting, guys. That Nutella is delicious, guys, but it is legit so bad for you.
Now I just like played with him a lot now, right? So I'm just being honest. Like I don't think Blade is a good player right now because I feel Inspider is a very good jungler. So
Hydrogenated palm oil in a jar, yeah, and sugar. It's good though.
So I think he's gonna beat Blaber. Yeah.
Tastes good, but do not for a second think that it's good for you. It's actually probably one of the worst things you could possibly eat.
Well, predicted correctly, and Inspired did send Blabber down to the lower bracket. And
Been trying AG1 for a bit, has been working wonders. Great. Yeah, I like it too.
Let me remind you, to the position he's in now, he walked over the ward that was at Raptors. So Cloud9 saw, but couldn't really do anything about him stealing away that blue buff because the bottom lane was pushing.
Oh.
Tried to flash in for that last auto attack. I think it would have killed JoJo, but now APA
Oh, the level though?
guaranteeing that no random minion aggro would kill him off. They both are so incredibly low on health here. They're both not willing to back away. Umpty is hanging around off to the side.
Why the Lee Sin pick here? I don't fucking know. It's not even the Lee Sin pick. I mean, the Lee Sin pick is not good. It's not bad. It's not good. But it's Lee Sin at 2, R2 that really confuses me. Like first rotation draft red side, what are we taking the Lee Sin for? Any thoughts on the volley pick? Volley is very strong. If you have all of these pushing lanes, guys, then the volley post he gets a lot of opportunities to farm early, and then you can just dive turrets. So I mean, it seems fine to me.
We can see this one more time. Wants to get that final charge of that E. The backstep there kind of costed him, but he was trying to play on the turret range. Because if he stepped forward a little bit too early, then flashes, then he'll take that second turret shot for sure. And then this E with the Comet, 5 HP. What was it? 3 in the last one?
Game.
That is actually crazy.
That's 2 kills he's missed out on by a grand combined total of 8 health.
That is so tilting. To me, that is the
Yeah, that must be hard on JoJo.
playing League is when you miss out on a kill by that much, and then you miss out on the next one by a little bit, and you're like, well, if I had that Amp Tome, I would have killed him for sure.
Now you got to start questioning yourself too. You got to go for some all-ins later on. But turns out APA is just the calculator. So
Have you already commented on APA as a player? I think he's improving. What do you want from this guy?
with the Volibears that we've been having,
Like he's never going to be actually good. He's a gimmick mid. And him getting better does not mean that this is like what Team Liquid should be doing, guys.
All right. Blabber's going to show up first. They immediately go in for some burst on Impact, who flashes away
Okay.
towards Umpty's direction. Remember, there's flash still available on Blabber and Fudge.
Umpty's Q.
Umpty looking for that lockup here.
Well, he picked Lee Sin. It's probably not the one you wanted.
About half of the sonic wave into the resonating strike. Impact just both. Umpty looking for that lockup here.
What the fuck, Blabber? You know you can get out of this situation, right? Look at this, by the way. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, guys.
Remember, there's flash still available on Blabber and Fudge.
Okay, so uses Q right here. Impact has scrap shield up. His heat is getting very high. He's about 50% HP. Okay, so you get Q. Remember, do you see this? PTA is on him. PTA is on him. He is taking 8% more damage from all sources right now. Okay? He's taking 8% more damage from all sources. He's actually just taking autos. He walks, he literally hits the Q, goes in for Q2, scrap shield is up, impact turns on him, overheats, and just autos him. he has PTA on him.
As soon as I hit, I was like, no, he's gonna do it, isn't he?
They immediately go in for some burst on Impact, who flashes away towards Umpty's direction. Remember, there's flash still available on Blabber and Fudge both.
They're playing so desperate, guys. They're playing so desperate. Blabber also takes a huge amount of damage from the E. He waits until the bone plating goes away at least. And then he right, just the shit cherry on top of the shit sundae is just a flash at the end too. It's the flash at the end that really kills me, guys. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, man. There ain't no way you take that. He's igniting. He's about to overheat.
His mind's telling him no, but his body was... He's gonna do it, isn't he? Oh no.
Yeah, he flashes for Q range. Yeah.
Towards Umpty's direction.
Top side, so this could be a very good counter gank scenario.
Looking for that lockup here. Hits Blabber. Sky Splitter's
Because Impact's walking away. So he has to flash in, then he W's out on the ward. Oh my god. Alright.
As soon as I hit, I was like, no, he's gonna...
Sky Splitter's gonna find him.
Is there something Fudge could have done here? When was Fudge's E used?
Fudge both. Umpty looking for that lockup here.
I was curious if Fudge could have maybe like flash E'd or like tried to... I mean, you would have had to go more all in. I think he has E up. Fudge might have been able to E flash E to finish off Impact, right? Used Umpty for distance. Yeah, his E's up at the end. But I mean, like, it's not worth it. Just don't go in on that.
There ain't no way you take that. He's igniting. He's about to overheat.
His mind's telling him no.
Yeah, he has Ignite too. That's hilarious.
Telling him yes. Now bot lane, it's Core and Yon again. Scrapping 2v2 against Vulcan and Berserker. Vulcan is low, but he's got the thick skin. Fudge going in after.
No, okay. Wow, he nearly died to minions there. He leveled.
Saved right there.
Oh, C9 though, they're ready to continue the fight here in bottom lane. The 2v2 still ticking. Yon has to get away. Berserker continuing to put the shots into Core. Yon and Core.
At least they got the kill back eventually.
Okay, all of the grubs here picked up in the aftermath too for Umpty. Volibear annihilates those things. Bottom side, Core JJ, nice little move here to block the skill shot and make sure that you can get your recall up for Yon so he can get his critical boots upgrade.
And that is a tough start for Blabber, though. You spend your flash on this play just to die. As they go for the initial play, good flash out from Impact, and then it's just the run. So Fudge is staying in range so he can get that safeguard back towards him. And when this Q hits, clearly he's trying to bend it around onto him, but he is close to overheating, and he has to ignite. You just don't have that much damage early on. He gets close-ish. It's about 150. It looks like he was short.
Yeah, the shield cooldown for Rumble is super short too, so maybe he was thinking he just saw him use the shield to move up through the lane, but the cooldown's so short that Impact had it up. But Fudge...
It's a nice play by Fudge.
I feel like this was the big save here, and it's even with taking a tower shot. Yeah. But he got the kill. I feel like if he had died there,
toast.
That would have been just a complete explosion.
Yeah, that would actually be absolute disaster if he dies there. He lives. The Triumph is the only thing that actually kept him from not dying to the minions.
Yeah.
He is now 6, and he did rush towards that Hex Drinker, so going to be really strong.
It was a clever stay by Fudge though, waiting for him to equalize the wave so he could actually make the play with Flash and E. I mean, he did save kind of that, but he's still very far down on CS and gold.
Plus 25 for Impact right now. Mid lane is telling a similar story. It's a plus 15, so not as bad, but it's JoJo taking command over APA in that one.
Yeah, but APA is going to catch up on this wave pretty big.
The enemy jungle yet again. He can see that enemy blue buff is about to respawn. Remember that he claimed the first one already, so he and Core JJ are feeling confident stepping up here.
JoJo's coming though.
JoJo wants to rotate over. There's a massive wave crashing into the turret that is being denied to C9's bot lane now. JoJo wants to get these guys back in EXP range.
I mean, they're scared because Umpty's 6, right? This is what I was talking about. They know he's 6. They know he has ult, so they have to back off because the threat of a turret dive is absolutely huge here because Yun is 6 as well. So they have volley ult and Chains of Corruption. It's good timing by TL. APA's here.
APA's made the rotation over to the fight now. Berserker still trying to disengage. Core JJ soaking the damage of Vulcan and JoJo both. Core still trying to get out. And kills off Berserker. Now C9 going back to the safety of the tier 1 turret as nobody on TL.
I mean, there's just no way you can fight early against Team Liquid. You have to back all the way off there.
I don't know how many times we can say it, but this new TL is so much better at playing aggressive. They're not even done yet. Yon with the inside route.
Yon is making sure he's
What are they doing? Cloud9 is posturing way too aggressively for the comp that they have. All right, Berserker's back, though. All right. We're going to get one. Okay, a little bit too far from Team Liquid, looks like. Oh! Some overstays for TL in this series, for sure.
This is insanity, but TL, they've talked about it. They're down to scrap. Fudge still has his ulti, so Impact cannot fully commit to this while he is silenced, but does have the ult and ignite himself. The fallout of this looked like it was going to be so much worse because I thought JoJo was going to get zoned off all the minions and it was going to be this full wave, collected by APA, and JoJo would lose his farm advantage as well. But at the end of the day, still really good stuff here from TL.
Yeah, the original play, I really like the follow-up invades on blue side, but then sticking around was the greedy part there, where they wait to...
At the end of the day, still really
Fudge just popping ult in the brush.
Yeah, the original play, I really like the follow-up invades on blue side, but then sticking around was the greedy part there,
Lol.
where they wasted a bunch of extra time. And
Just gets hit by Harpoon.
And the arrivals from Cloud9 members, so definitely an overstay from Team Liquid. Sometimes they get a little too hyped up on your let's fight everything, let's get as aggressive as possible. But the original play was intelligent.
And Fudge there pops ulti in the bush. He was actually hoping the Impact was going to spend his spells on the wave, and then he was going to be able to jump on him and kill him. But Impact actually susses it out. He shoots an electro harpoon into the bush, hits him.
Did APA? It looked like he whiffed his jump. They had to use so many flashes to get out of this on their carries, which is also really bad. Yeah, he just whiffed it.
APA just barely able to get out of there. Didn't have the distance on the rocket jump. Flashes over the wall. This is insanity, but TL, they've talked about it. They're down to scrap. Fudge still has his ulti, so Impact cannot fully commit to this while he is silenced, but does have the ult and ignite himself. The fallout of this looked like it was going to be so much worse because I thought JoJo was going to get zoned off all the minions and it was going to be this full wave, collected by APA, and JoJo would lose his farm advantage as well. But at the end of the day, still really good stuff here from TL.
Yeah, the original play, I really like the follow-up invades on blue side, but then sticking around was the greedy part there, where they wasted a bunch of extra time, and then you get the recalls coming out and the arrivals from Cloud9 members. So definitely an overstay from Team Liquid. Sometimes they get a little too hyped up on your let's fight everything, let's get as aggressive as
Yeah, it was overstay for sure. I thought it looked pretty good though, but the revival of Berserker. Kind of stopped that play. You have to be careful just because of how low death timers are in the early game.
So this is going to be a freebie reset here for Impact. Gets the push, gets to come back. Or though, could be in some trouble.
Yeah, he tries to dredge line out, but it's a lot of burst coming out from C9. Core JJ will burst to the spiraling despair, and JoJo gets his second kill of the game.
And the part I want to highlight there is not how they pulled off the actual kill, but how they got there. And it was Blabber and Berserker getting here first to the vision play. These control wards around there is not...
Tries to dredge line out, but it's a lot of burst coming out from C9.
All right, good catch.
Will burst to the spiraling despair, and JoJo gets his second kill of the game.
And the part I want to highlight there is not how they pulled off the actual kill, but how they got there. And it was Blabber and Berserker getting here first to the vision play. These control wards around mid lane, these pockets of vision around mid lane. You know that core is going to come walk here. Blabber got there first with Berserker. They got
they get 6 scrubs though.
So then it made the actual execution of that pick so easy.
At the end of the day, though, you kill the support. That's cool, but he got 6 scrubs. I'd way
Yep.
rather actually have those 3 extra grubs in this situation than that 1 support kill where you spent
6 grubs with the Tristana and the Varus range is really huge. Especially because you guys, the grubs got taken so early. You literally have 3.5 minutes to work with 6 grubs on plates. It's pretty big.
They're going to look for Yon. Dive coming in alongside the TP. Yon's the target for Blabber. As the Senna ulti flies over the top, and Yon hits the dirt. The dive continues, but Vulcan's gonna drop as APA reinforces. C9 still seeing what they might be able to find here in a 3v2. Core JJ tanking him up as long as he can. Jojo goes for the crushing maw. He finds a little bit of CC, but not enough damage. APA and Core dancing around the molten fissure as Berserker and Blabber are still looking for their chance to re-enter. Jojo goes.
Man, JoJo's good. It's actually huge by Cloud9.
In this situation, then that one support kill where you spent the Lee Sin kick as well.
So now they know because they just saw the announcement that grubs have been taken. So this is free on the bot side. I mean, nobody's actually taking turret aggro right now.
They do get it. We have to find out, can they get more here, though?
Oh, actually, Vulcan takes turret aggro because of bombies. When he actually is attacked by Core here, he starts taking turret aggro because he burns him with Bombi Cinder. But the rest of them, it's kind of free. But he actually... Vulcan actually dies right here because of Bombi Cinder.
C9 still seeing what they might be able to find here in a 3v2. Core JJ tanking him up as long as he can. Jojo goes for the crushing maw. He continues, but Vulcan's gonna...
They're gonna look for Yon.
Dive coming in alongside the TP. Yon's the target for Blabber as the Senna ulti flies over the top and Yon hits the dirt. The dive continues, but Vulcan's gonna drop as APA reinforces. C9 still seeing what they might be able to...
They do a good job of just not picking up turret aggro again for a while. And, you know, really, outside of that bombies, they wouldn't have been taking really any turret aggro hardly at all for this entire dive sequence. Because, for the most part, Team Liquid was pretty far beyond the turret. Nice job. It's big. Cloud9 has a gold lead now.
Again, another instance of...
He's seen on the ward, though. He can actually E him and stop this.
Yeah, he was able to walk away, but another instance of using enemy time while you know they're going for grubs for a bottom side play. We'll see if that's going to end up being enough to actual snowball, but look at this. 3 kills for JoJo. The Hui being fed is massive. This thing scales so incredibly well for teamfights. Yeah. So much long range and AoE damage. It is going to be at the cost of another objective, though. So not only all those grubs, but now you get the dragon in the reset there for Umpty. He was able to chase Blabber and stop the recall like you're talking about. So exactly. It is going to be at the Joe. How you know they're going for grubs for a bottom side play. We'll see if that's going to end up being enough to actual snow.
So right now, Team Liquid, now that they've respawned, remember the respawn timers are very short. So the delay on Blabber here by Umpty actually just gives them a free Drake. It's very good. Because Blabber decided to recall in vision, so the Sky Splitter, the Volibear E, prevented him from recalling the first time, and he had to move out of the way, and then he gets another one. So now they actually just get a free Drake. Team Liquid has good shot calling. I mean, they bounce back from these kind of bad plays very quickly. Credit to their coaching staff. And Core, probably. At Core and Umpty.
Commits the flash to lockdown Impact, who flashes away so Berserker can't get the follow-up lockdown. Team Liquid's top laner survives while his team takes the Drake on the other side of the map.
I really want to see how Impact plays throughout the mid game and the late game on this pick as well. He's had some really good early games on the Rumble. There was one in particular where he got monstrously fed. Ended up falling behind, though, because he spent so much time grouping, so much time playing for the team, which really is the way he generally plays the game. But when you're playing without TP and you constantly group, you can fall behind in levels, you can fall behind in farm. Yeah. That's something that he has to be careful of and really needs to make sure that he's prioritizing his own game at times.
All right, we got fight in the jungle.
Blabber going for the kick.
Nice flash kick.
Into the waiting arms of C9 and Blabber sets it up for the kill. 2, 1, and 4 here in the Lee Sin as Yon's in danger. The tongue finds him, and the rest of C9 ain't far behind. Yon gets underneath the turret with 400 HP left. Blabber kill. 2, 1, and 4 here in the Lee Sin as Yon's in danger. The tongue finds him, and the rest.
Blabber's finding good kick angles. He sees that Core is out of auto range from the hook, and it's actually just free. He gets his flash, too. Nice devour. So well played by Cloud9. These bot side dives have actually been good.
JoJo poking around, and Blabber keeps hitting these Qs under tower. Regardless if they even get another kill here, they're going to force them off the tower into more turret plates. You see the Hex get used from Umpty, though. We keep the action rolling here in the LCS, baby.
I mean, both teams are down to scrap. Both teams have decided, no, we are not going to give anything up. If you're going to come fight us, we're going to not back off. We're going to go right at you. And it's nice to see a bit of a bounce back game here from the Cloud9 mid jungle. You know, you were kind of joking, oh, it's going to be all rel and, you know, tanks and whatnot. Blabber goes to Lee Sin. He has this horrible play on top side to start the game off, but it doesn't make him go back to being passive. He continues playing aggressive. He's paired up with JoJo, and they've gotten a ton done for the team.
All right, only 12 kills here in a almost 14-minute game, though. Those are rookie numbers. We can pump those up. We need to get to at least a kill per minute to really live up to the action. This is a massive place for Cloud9, though, because you saw on the analyst test at the beginning of the day, they did a breakdown of Cloud9 gold leads and win-losses. They have a very low win rate if JoJo and Blabber are not ahead. Well, guess what? Those are the two players with a bunch of the kills for Cloud9 in this game, and they're going for an invade.
Another fight's coming up as C9 puts all 5 men in the top side river. Umpty engaging initially on the Fudge. They force out the dominance. The Croc will drop, and Impact's taking the kill. Vulcan has to flash out as Team Liquid 9 puts
Low win rate if JoJo and Blabber are not ahead. Well, guess what? Those are the two players with a bunch of the kills for Cloud9 in this game, and they're going for an invade.
Another fight's coming up as C9 puts all 5 men in the top side river. Umpty engaging initially.
Dude, walking into this equalizer, for real.
And Impact's taking the kill. Vulcan has to flash out as Team Liquid won't find any more here just yet. They got a lot of help still to work with. APA jumps in. They sidestep some of the CC coming out from C9. Vulcan still burning. Yon goes in to kill him. And APA's ready to follow up. A lot of help engaging.
Head. Well, guess what? Those are the two players with a bunch of the kills for Cloud9 in this.
So we're grouping here in order to take Herald, right? You have the pressure in the top and the mid lane. You think you can do this, but you don't actually have control over Banana Brush, so you have to rush it in order to clear out the ward. Fudge decides to go around the side into a jungle in which he has no vision, and you don't see anybody on the map. So Fudge has to use his E right away. Instead, he actually just gets hit by literally fucking everything. Core JJ flashes forward, try and get a hook. Beautiful. Team Liquid's team fighting is substantially better than Cloud9's. I don't know why he's going for that flank, though, into a choke point. Because here's the thing, guys. You do not want to be here if you are Cloud9. You could have an equalizer place here or right here, as ends up happening, right? You're basically just asking to be equalized, and then Triss starts getting resets. Right, because there's the equalizer goes down. Does an amazing job of isolating Fudge. They actually can't even respond to this, so it forces Vulcan's flash.
As Team Liquid won't find any more here just yet. They got a lot of help still to work with. APA jumps in. They sidestep some of the CC coming out from C9. Vulcan still burning. Yon goes in to kill him. And APA is ready to follow up. They got a lot of the engage.
The head. Well, guess what? At the beginning, pump those up. We need to get to at least a kill per minute to really live up to the action. This is
C9 puts all 5 men in the top side.
Worth noting that they don't actually double back.
Force out the dominance. The Croc will drop, and Impact's taking the kill. Vulcan has to flash.
A huge fight there for Liquid, and just like that, the game was even. Now they're 2 points.
Where did the Herald ad go?
To grab the Herald, likely to take a
4 that he played put together, and then right at that curse complete.
not have his ulti. Sets AP
eating him. Thank you for the bounty, Team.
Oh, it's here on empty. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was going crazy there. Yeah, so we get the Herald Eye right down onto Volibear super quick.
Too, because this is 30 seconds ahead of Dragon, so that very well could set them up for an objective on top of it. This would, in case, a little bit of an overchase from Team Liquid under the tower to make sure that they get JoJo, and he does use his flash this time around, so Fudge gets to stick around with the pushing lane on top side, finish up the outer top turret here.
Pre-show. Oh boy.
Dragon spawn first if they actually want to go for it.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, if TL's going to try to go out there, because APA will have TP, Fudge will have no TP and no ulti, so the Renekton definitely a lot weaker than the Rumble in this upcoming fight if they're going to scrap for it. Cloud9 do have Proud to start it up first here, but we'll see. TL have time.
Renekton down 1,200 gold compared to Rumble. Rumble has arm guard now, so basically he can provide frontline pressure. Just Q into arm guard. Deal damage while you're untargetable. Very, very good. I just got followed by Tyler1 Manly Midget. What a name. What a name.
Because now JoJo has to be the one to actually answer him, but he's on the opposite side of the map. So I think TL is just going to play through sides. They play this mid game really, really well with APA. If Fudge shows up there, APA just backs off and you get a free dragon because he can actually answer with the TP and then be a 5v.
Tyler1 looks like Krillin, but with like just a tiny bit more hair. You know what I mean, guys?
Nicely done from TL. They will secure their second Drake of the game. They will take an advantage in Drake count alongside the gold that they're still leading by almost 1,500. C9's going to take the opportunity to push down mid lane, but Team Liquid's coming in to try to cut him off. Berserker manages to get everybody else out of there.
What hair? Slightly more hair.
But the Rift Herald earlier earned by Team Liquid is summoned up in mid, and now things have been turned around.
I'm just saying, Tyler1's Krillin cosplay would be amazing.
See them drive it and get their extra little void mites from having 6.
They did drive it, but drive it after the card crash. He got in. He's like,
all right, crash car the side of the road, hop in.
Yeah.
Just blows up. Doesn't really matter though. Again, just get back to your game plan. Tristana, side lane, push it out. APA, go ahead and get top side going.
Yeah, and you look over at Impact, he is super fed this game. He's kept up his farm. He's got 4 kills. He's pretty much...
All right, so now we're onto the dragon stacking. Hextech Soul. Okay, Fudge pushes bot. Gets a demolished proc. All right. He's overextended, though.
I wonder if he just executes knowing he's going to die, but it's too late for that even.
Yeah, you can't execute at this point. Fudge trying to stand and fight for as long as he can, but 1v2, I don't think it's happening. Sky Splitter's not going to find him. They at least force the ult.
Yeah, they forced the Volibear ult. That's all right. Volibear ult is, I mean, starting at level 2, Volibear ult cooldown is very low, even though they nerfed it on... it's not on this patch. Never mind, it's just very low in general. Would I ever do political commentary? No, I don't care enough, man. I find politics to be, for the most part, very boring. I keep myself aware of what's going on, obviously. Like, I read the news, but I actually just hate politicians. I hate all of them.
I guess I will say...
And I think it just slowly drives you insane doing that.
For a tower, there's no objective really on the map. So maybe his thought process is, if they don't come, I get this freebie. If they do come, at worst, it's kind of a trade. And there's nothing they can capitalize on the map.
Getting the outer tower, that took a couple seconds, but getting the next wave and pushing again is what got him killed. So,
I'd much rather just, you know, do esports, do cooking stuff, do lifestyle stuff. General gaming stuff would be fun too, than do political commentary. It's such a grim way to live, in my opinion.
Team Liquid invading the enemy jungle yet again. C9 trying to put
A lot of those like political pundits just make me want to barf.
Cloud9 was sweating that they were about to dive JoJo right there. That was
It's like the world's stupidest game, and your battlefield is the mind of idiots who watch you. So bad.
TL just back off. They get that TP out for free, so not going to be too bothered about it. But APA is going to be showing on this bot wave, and we'll see if Cloud9 tries to do anything with it because Fudge is roaming up to the team. They have 5 right now.
I feel like Team Liquid really values taking those teleports away since they're down 1-3 in the count, but Blabber and Fudge are going to face
Oh my god. Huge equalizer, huge flank.
keep Blabber alive with a devour. He gets him away for now. Umpty's got to be careful as Berserk on 1-3 in the count, but Blabber and Fudge are going to face check the brush. A nice equalizer in the middle of the fight.
Surprise rumble right in the middle.
He gets him away for now. Umpty's got to be careful as Berserker tries to fire back and find a kill. Team Liquid ain't gonna
Vulcan used flash. C9 actually didn't use that many resources on that fight.
They're going to be able to back it off, but still, scary moment there for Cloud9.
Not a lot of sums used as a whole.
If APA was already there and didn't have TP in, that would have been kills for sure.
Yawn now, forced to flash out again.
That's nice. They got both of you on summoners out.
Very important that Team Liquid AD carry now has neither one of his summoner spells.
I love Hassan preaching socialism while he lives in a $5 million house. I mean, that's the funniest thing about Hassan. What he does, guys, he could do online from anywhere with a good internet connection. He doesn't actually have to live in West Los Angeles. He doesn't have to do that. He could live in fucking Kansas City. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me that he could espouse these values and then just be like, I need to live in Los Angeles.
Play from Cloud9. They didn't be able to spell his doom. A hard force to get a teleport, and now in the repeat play, they got a flash out. So, well, it looked like, oh, it's kind of risky for them. They got 2 really big cooldown victories out of it, and they did have to.
It's like, fine, if you want to be rich and live in LA, cool. But, like, don't pretend that you give a shit about lower income people.
Varus has no summoner spells, so maybe they can find an opening.
And what I was saying right before that fight, it's even more important because APA is the lone teleport.
His whole family lives with him? Okay, they could live elsewhere. What's your point?
It's definitely a big deal, but at the same time, if Blabber took a little bit more...
Are families incapable of living in houses that aren't $5 million?
High-risk play, face-checking in that spot, but they were able to keep him safe with the Tom Kench and Cloud9. Just wanting to continue playing through mid. APA shows top. He has no TP, so they have to force now. So
Next USA, the LCS doesn't have to be in LA. I've said it many times. I think LA should fall into the ocean as a former LA resident. It'd be for the best. All right. There we go. There's the arm guard usage. They didn't actually get a kill, though, because they engaged 4v5. Trist is split pushing. Okay, let's talk about this. So they have a choice here to really just defend the wave, and they see this TP coming in, and Impact is trying to zone here, but he goes too far forward, and they weren't respecting the possible teleport counterplay. Fudge is having a much better game this time around, I think. But you shouldn't be hooking in. I mean, really the thing, guys, is you shouldn't be hooking in. You have to make a choice whether this is just to defend your mid turret while the Tristana pressures the Renekton in the top side. Because you don't have TP. And you actually lose arm guard and flash onto Rumble for this.
Tier 1 turret now as APA split pushes up in the top lane. He'll claim the tier 2, but what's the follow-up from Cloud9?
Pretty smart play here from Cloud9. They follow up by punishing that teleport that you talk about they don't have, and they're able to get the 4v5 that they want. This is the exact sequence.
So I think if you're Team Liquid, you're just really sad here because you actually got tier 1 in the mid lane earlier, and you had an opportunity to clear wave. And Core, where's his ult? I think if you just ult JoJo or Berserker right there and then walk away, your goal, you have to ask yourself, what's your goal right now? You want to get soul point in this situation. So really the Tristana should be taking top. You should be defending this. Tristana should be recalling and then you push out for vision. That's what should be happening here. So that you can actually threaten soul point and then soul. I do think APA, once the teleport is used, is making the right decision. Like, continuing to push here because you want to trade as they go for the Drake. This is acceptable. You get a lot of gold for tier 2 turrets in the side lane. So this is fine. Like, I think their response to the teleport usage was okay, but I think they just had to play it more conservatively. Oh, this is interesting. This is a good call. This is a great call by Liquid. Professional Ayla, thank you for your tier 1 subscription. This is actually such a good call by TL. Oh. I mean, they made the mistake, guys. They made the mistake. They made the mistake. But they actually turn it into a good advantage because it looks like they're recalling as this Drake occurs after tier 2, and they just two-man. Because the thing about Volibear is that the shields from his E And the heals from his W spam actually make him able to very easily tank Baron, and then you have the huge amount of damage coming from a Tristana. So it's slower, but you're not going to be low HP, and you can actually two-man it. That was really good. Like, I mean, you do really have to give credit to Team Liquid's macro and their shot calling. That's great. You know what that is, guys. That's a macro match. It started as kind of a macro disaster, but then the macro blast occurred, and they got Baron. Very clever. Very clever.
But we are feeling really good. After that, though, they lose Baron. You're feeling you think this might be over, and then you start thinking that's 2-0.
Han Thine. I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. I'm joining the train. Very good. The Team Liquid train. I mean, I've said that Team Liquid has had some like world-class macro moments this split. Their first game against Cloud9 in the first round robin was fucking beautiful. You know, people think I'm a Cloud9 hater, which I kind of am, but it's not entirely untrue. Yeah. But I have respected the coaching and the drafts and the macro that they have. I think all of those things have been good. I just get frustrated because I think Yun and APA are just not good players. You eating cereal is making me hungry. I wasn't eating cereal. I was eating a burrito bowl.
For once, you know, we have a chance at the fight, but a really good answer there as APA chased him then down and allows TL to use this Baron buff.
Do I like APA all chat? Yeah, I think that's good. Did he call Baron for himself? What did we say? Baron? Guys? That's good. You love to see it. I do think that adds flavor because the purpose of the broadcast is to show, you know, is to empower the players, right? It's to make the player narratives. And so that accomplishes that goal, right? I think it's good. As a Mexican, burrito bowls were sacrilege. They're not sacrilege. I'm sorry. The cuisine of Mexico is so great that we can fusion it in very good ways. I make very legit Mexican food as well. But I'm sorry, having some rice and salad, beans, cheese, and, you know, delicious marinated chicken, and homemade salsa all in a bowl is just fucking good. I make tons of very legit Mexican food.
He flashes to make sure they can get the kill, and then they force berserkers as well. So TL will still be able to get a lot out of this Baron buff.
Yeah, Cloud9 though, you can't blame him for taking that fight. You know, when you're up against this Baron push, you kind of know the only way you're going to be able to stall them is actually by taking a fight, killing them off, you know, getting them off the map.
By the way, Mexican people, your entire cuisine tradition at this point is basically just fusion with other cultures. What do you think al pastor is, by the way? Al pastor was fucking Middle Eastern immigrants using Mexican meat and spices and then making tacos out of it. And al pastor owns. All right? Al pastor is delicious. Where do you think your Modelo beer comes from? That's right. It comes from European monks who came to Mexico and made beer.
Sometimes when I see the Hui explosion combos with the ultimate and
So,
the giant circle coming down, I'm like, oh my god.
Fuck you. And I love al pastor.
All right, Team Liquid invading this bot side jungle again. Really likes this enemy blue side jungle. He is hanging out here all the time.
I gotta say, Umpty's improvement on Volibear has been really, really big. This time around was so much better. Staying super aggressive with it, going for bottom side of the map camp. Remember how many times he camped down here and got them pushing and got the super early tower for TL? Yep. Really big reason why they're in the mid game that they are in right now. And it's an easy 4-1 split push. The teleport on APA is back and available, so he can explode top lane minions while the rest of the team tries to just kind of safe.
Would you rate Italian cuisine over Mexican? Hell nah. Hell nah.
And just buy APA more time on top.
Mexican goat cuisine.
I can always trust your champion on who's performing and not. As APA tries to escape from JoJo.
Coming, so this
Quake can do a lot of
What about tequila? Get out of here, pleb. Mezcal's the real deal. You don't know God's truth if you don't know about Mezcal.
Rocket jumps in, the fear hits APA, and Blabber takes him down. No buster shot is going to save you from the damage burst of the Lee, so nicely done from C9 to find that.
Yeah, well played there. They knew the flash was down for APA because he spent it on.
I've had Barbican, yes.
Spells, JoJo loses half HP there.
Soon as Cloud9 members move up. And
All right, this is good pressure by Team Liquid across the board.
Quake can do a lot of damage, but he's got to hit the damn.
APA's dodging has been quite good this game.
APA knows somebody else has got to be on the way. JoJo still chasing. APA
All right, he's like, fuck it. I know I'm dead. Might as well try and all in. Yeah, reasonable.
No buster shot is going to save you from the damage burst of the Lee, so nicely done.
I genuinely don't understand how Thorin hates Mexican cuisine. Well, he hates cheese. And he doesn't like spicy food. So there you go.
It did have to be forced, but at the end of the day, they do get that shutdown, and that is a pretty big one here.
I opened up all chat during that little 1v1 between APA and JoJo's just to see if they were going to say anything.
Birria ramen, the best fusion there is. That is delicious. I've had that.
As he missed 2 skill shots, but since APA died, no chat from their side. Yeah, exactly. And Cloud9 are losing, so no chat from JoJo's side.
I've got to say, though, this position, I love playing a lot of on him. And when you're looking over at the other side, everyone is kind of paper. I mean, Vulcan's building a bit of armor, but he's so far behind, you don't really care.
Right.
He's already got the LTR. He's working on his 4th item. And then you look at Renekton. He's got no defensive stats. He has a Mana Eclipse. Like, this guy is paper as well. And the Lee Sin is also very squishy, so if he can free fire, it's his game to win.
All right, welcome to the NA ramp. 5 players staring down 5 other.
I mean, Barbican's okay. It's not my favorite or anything. All right, let's watch this next fight.
It's his game to win.
All right, welcome to the NA ramp. 5 players staring down 5 other players.
Guys, what is the side lane? I mean, to be fair, Team Liquid can't really side lane because they only have 1 TP, and APA's TP is down, and he just used it into mid lane. But Cloud9, you know, you would think they'd be like, hey, guys, we have TP advantage. Maybe we should, like, push a side lane. But no. The fudge factor is here. What is a side lane? Oh, my lord. By the way, the Volibear ult does a lot of damage if you can actually hit people with it. What is it? He's at level 2. It does, like, 350, I think? But the equalizer combined with the Volibear ult is just massive. Like, they don't have a plan here. Blabber's not even in range to Q2 on the Yun anymore. And they just get Giga equalized. And then Blabber dashes into the equalizer, and then they just get 3-man Volibear ulted. Oh! UK is the best place outside of South Asia to get Indian food. Dude, UK curries are full of nasty-ass sugar. They've been de-spicified and sugared to suit the British palate. You can get very good curry in India, but you can also get very good curry in many countries. I will tell you, on average, the Indian curry I've had in Korea, because it the food more closely aligns to a Korean palate than a British one, is better than the curry I've had in Britain. I've had so much trash curry in Britain, man. Like, trash.
It allows the rest of Team Liquid to chase down the other 2 Cloud9 members, Vulcan and Fudge, both annihilated, while was able to chase off the entire 3 rest of members of Cloud9.
You can see the look on Fudge's face, on Mithy's
But
face.
luckily, Indian's one of those good cuisines that you can find a good Indian restaurant just about anywhere
Try to pull off the reverse sweep
in a major city, you know.
Equalizer, cooked up Berserker, but also JoJo was down about 20%. Blabber was maybe 30 or 40%. Like, the fight is just done just like that. And Impact's having a hell of a game on the Rumble. And now
The worse looking the place, the better the curry. Dude, that's so true. When I lived in New York City, there was like this one street in New York that had all of these rundown curry houses. And every lunchtime, it would just be all of the cab drivers, like the yellow cab drivers, just parked there who are all like Indian. And so you just looked, and if you saw like all the cabs there parked for lunch, you knew it was a good spot, and they were really good.
Maybe one Baron, maybe one Dragon away from taking this and pushing themselves to match point.
Beautiful flash. Hook. Devour's down now.
Pushing themselves to match point.
That's a good equalizer too. Really bisects the team. Now they have no tools. Fudge literally just tries to flash onto Yun, but doesn't have the damage to kill him before he's bursted by 5.
APA misses out on the next kill because Berserker is protected by the mist, but TL, 5 men strong, going back for their second Baron of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy Baron for them as they're rolling over this whole series. Not even this game. If they win this one, it's already going to be elimination match next game for Cloud9.
That is crazy. 8.4k gold lead here for TL. The Cloud9 super team was built for one reason, to dominate the LCS. It has not been their road, and they're looking up against it in this one as Core just finds
Just
it.
grabs or immediate Devour.
Devour has to come out, and again, the equalizer just feels like that's the end of the fight. Like the equalizer comes down,
Yeah.
disruptions land on a Blabber. Blabber's in
Fudge tried. I mean, he tries to all in there because he knows something needs to be done, or just they're going to get Baron and the game is over. So I actually respect that flash from Fudge.
We got to get something done. Let's see.
Impact is undervalued. An LPL team under 500 could use him. I mean, I think he'd be a very good player on almost any LCK team if he wanted to go back. Like, are we really going to say that Hanwha wouldn't be upgraded by Impact? D+, KT, they're probably all upgraded by Impact, honestly. He's legitimately a very good player.
Perhaps could just be the same dude, because he is equalizing Cloud9 today in this series. Team Liquid up almost 9,000 gold, pushing 2 lanes of one.
Now I want to see Impact in training day.
So I guess at the end of the game, like the Lee Sin did end up getting some value early on, but I just don't see it as necessary to take this pick at R2 for Cloud9. And like the Renekton priority has been super wacky.
Goodbye to the Croc. Vulcan has to gobble him up. They're trying to get away. C9 on the full retreat as APA continues being a thorn.
I mean, that's it. They lose all their inhibs now.
It's exactly what you said, Isaac. Nobody can stop him. They are all paper, and this man's looking like a pair of scissors. Team Liquid pushing down the mid lane now. The tier 3 turret will crumble immediately as C9 scrambles just to try to defend. Impact continues maintaining his position here on the front line, scaring him away with just a flame spitter. Team Liquid has super minions spawning in 2 separate lanes as C9.
I mean, to be fair, Fudge's lane was trolled by Blabber this game on that Lee Sin first blood with the onto the Rumble. But that's a very dangerous lane to exist in as Renekton in the first place, so you just don't want to make it even more volatile. Good engage by Core. Core has been very good in these playoffs, honestly. Like, he's been pretty underwhelming over the last couple of years, but the reason why these rel bans are coming through is they're actually support rel bans, and they're smart.